What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to your Phillies game recap here on DSM Media. As always, we are streaming to you here on DSM Media's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter channel. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, first and foremost, make sure to head on over to @DSM_media on Twitter. We greatly appreciate a follow. And while you're over on the channel, make sure to check out the link tree. It's in our bio. It'll take you to every social media platform we are available on: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. But most importantly, if you guys want to be interactive here on the channel through any of our live shows, make sure to hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Turn on notifications. It is the only spot here at DSM to catch all of our DSM pregame lives for the Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles seasons. I am your host here on Phillies Game Recap, Dylan Davis. You can find me on Twitter as well at DylanJD98. The Philadelphia Phillies fall to 4-8 on the young season, losing 3 of their first 4 series, 3-3 on their first homestand, as they drop the series 2 games out of 3 to the Miami Marlins. Another late game blown lead by the bullpen. Obviously, Easter Sunday, we saw what happened in the top of the 9th. Yesterday, the Phillies take a 2-1 lead into the 8th inning. And that is where Jorge Soler decides to tank one into left center field and tie this game up at 2, and the Phillies would never regain the lead. My patience are growing incredibly thin, guys. I since day one, since the opening day blown loss, since the sweep, since the Yankee series, I have tried to preach patience and to relax, and there are 150 more games left in the season. I understand that, but I said it a week ago. It is okay to have a down week, to have a bad week. You were 1-5 to start the year. That's okay. It's going to happen in June. It's going to happen in August. There are going to be weeks where the Phillies get swept, where they lose back-to-back series. That is going to happen. And maybe in the middle of the summer, during this long marathon of a season, it won't stick out to us as much as a slow start will. However, a bad week and a half cannot turn into weeks, plural. And that's what I fear is coming. So this team, I can't fully understand them. Just when you think they're starting to turn a corner, just when you think they're starting to grab the momentum, and playing in front of this home crowd was able to cool them down and relax them, they take 2 of 3 against Cincinnati. They win the first 2, the second one in walk-off fashion. Then they basically get walked off on at Citizens Bank Park on Easter Sunday. They score 15 on 20 hits against the reigning NL Cy Young on Monday night. And then they drop the next 2 at home to a Miami Marlins team with Nola and Wheeler on the mound. The Phillies have now lost the last 6 starts by their 2 top pitchers in Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler. And Zach Wheeler was phenomenal yesterday. It was the first or second time a Phillies starter has actually pitched through 6 innings, allowed 1 run, and it still wasn't good enough. I don't know what to say. They have no sense of urgency. They have no sense of when to grab the momentum and when to start to build upon a big win. Saturday was a big win. That should have jump-started this team. It didn't. Monday was an even bigger win. It should have jump-started life into this team. It hasn't. And I really don't know when that ends. So I'm making this this declaration here right now. This Cincinnati series that starts tonight at 6:40 on the road, you have 4 down there. You are 4 games under 500. This needs to be at least 3 out of 4 versus the Reds. The Philadelphia Phillies need to at least win 3 out of 4 in Cincinnati. They are talented enough to sweep them, but I don't see that in sight. 2-2 is not going to cut it. 2-2, you are at the same spot you are right now in 5 days. Anything worse, obviously below 500, dear God, we are in for a mess. But 3-1, to me, would get you back to 7-9. You're right around that 500 mark, and now maybe you can start to gain some confidence. A sweep, hey, have at it, boys. But they need to at least win 3 of 4 in Cincinnati. Now let's go back to that game yesterday, because so much is bothering me. So much is bothering me. And again, I'm trying to remain patient with Philly Rob. I'm trying to remain patient with Rob Thomson because I love the guy and the players love the guy. And last year, while yes, they were incredibly hot and streaky, wasn't just fluky. They didn't just love playing for him this year and now they're already, this is the Joe Girardi treatment early in the season. No, it's not any of that. But he needs to get a grasp on this team and quickly. He cannot figure out his lineup. He's pressing the wrong buttons in the bullpen. Let's start with the lineup yesterday. So Monday night, he comes out. Bryson Stott gets the leadoff nod. When I wasn't on board with it, when I didn't think that was the problem heading into that game, you scored 15 runs. Holy shit, Rob, maybe you put something together. The very next game, Bryson Stott's batting 8th. Josh Harrison's hitting 6th. Christian Pache starting for Brandon Marsh, who had a double and a home run off of a left-hander on Monday night. Sit him against the lefty. It makes no sense. Yesterday, Cody Clemens gets the nod at first base. Sosa isn't in the game. You have to start playing your best 9. Whether that's Boehm at first and Sosa at third, Marsh versus lefties, Stott versus lefties. I am tired of the analytics. I am tired of his right-handed mantra that these lefties can't hit. Brandon Marsh against the lefty is a million light years better than Christian freaking Pache, who decides to come up in extra innings with the ghost runner on second and lead off the inning by swinging at a first pitch ball and breaking his bat up to the third baseman and basically just killing any sense of momentum you might have had to get that runner across. Rob Thompson's lineup has been a nightmare. So, by the way, I haven't even finished yet. So he goes back to Stott yesterday. Great. Congratulations. Like I said, Cody Clemens, no need for him to be in the lineup. None. Alec Boehm, outside of Bryson Stott, has been your best hitter. And Alec Boehm's in the 7 hole again. The 7 hole. Because you went from Marsh not being able to hit a lefty the night before to putting him back in the lineup, batting ahead of Boehm. Brandon Marsh has been great. He shouldn't be batting ahead of Alec Boehm right now. I don't know what he's trying to do with this lineup. I have no idea, and it feels like he doesn't either at the moment. Zach Wheeler deals for 7 innings, or 6 innings, excuse me. I'm not going to crush Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado came in, struck out 2 of 3, had a very clean inning. Runs him back out there, gives up a solo shot to Jorge Soler. That does it for his day. But hey, it's 2-2, right? You hate, but Jose Alvarado is the least of this team's worries and problems out of the bullpen. He's been spectacular. You bring in Gregory Soto in the 9th, who finally is pitching in a role he's comfortable with. Gregory Soto was brought here from Detroit, where he was an 8th inning or 9th inning closer. Back-to-back 2-time All-Star in that closer role. Over 20 saves last year. He's been pitching in the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, finally gets the nod in the 9th. Gets out of it pretty cleanly. Strikes out a couple. Stuff looked good. Comes back out in the 10th because the lineup couldn't get it done in the bottom of the 9th. Comes back out in the 10th for extras, 2-2. Strikes out the first batter, the lefty. Has shown you no reason of worry, no reason to pull him. And what does Rob do? Because of the righty on righty matchup out of the bullpen, he goes to Craig Kimbrell, which the second Craig Kimbrell came walking out of that bullpen, I'm sitting in left field yesterday afternoon, my head hit my lap. Hands in face. Did any of you think that was going to play out the way Rob wanted it to? That Craig Kimbrell wasn't going to give up a run? And the very next batter, a pitch or two later, boom, right down the first baseline. Thankfully, Castellanos gets another outfield assist. It's like his 6th or 7th of the year, leading the league in outfield assists. Throws the guy out at second, so that inning doesn't get even more out of hand for Kimbrell. Gets a second out, no runners on, inning can end after that. But the damage is done. I know it's 1 run, and you have the ghost runner on second. So, okay, we're at home. They have to put us out of our misery. Well, Rob, your misery starts a little early because you put Christian Pache out in left field as a defensive replacement in the 7th or 8th inning. I don't know, man. And then I get it, right? Stott comes up, Turner's up after that. you still have two very, very good chances with your two best hitters to get that runner across. Stock goes down looking. Turner pops up. So it's not all on the Pache move. It's not all on the Kimbrel move. The stars didn't show up yet, but that's my Rob Thomson rant. Now, granted, they didn't lose the game just because of Rob Thomson. The Phillies had another case of not being able to drive runners in when they're in scoring position yesterday. And that started in the very first inning. Bryson Stott, leadoff single. Trey Turner, single up the middle. Here you go, boys. Do they drive anybody in? Either of those two in? No. No, they don't. Through the fourth inning, the Phillies stranded, I forget what my count was. I'd have to go back and look. The Phillies stranded around 4 runners, not on base, in scoring position. So again, against the Cincinnati Reds, against the Miami Marlins, inferior opponents to your talent, you cannot leave and strand runners in scoring position the way you had to start the freaking season. Base running mistakes, free passes with walks out of the bullpen, bad lineup changes, bad bullpen decision making. This team needs to figure it out. And it starts at the head of the table with Rob Thomson. And then it trickles on down to their leaders. Trey Turner's hitting over 300. Trey Turner is not the problem. He's got a couple offers. He's being ultra aggressive at the top of this lineup, swinging at first pitches, which a lot are equating to pop-ups to start a game on one pitch. Hasn't hit a home run yet, which I'm sure they're going to come, but, what are we, 12 games in, no home runs yet. Kyle Schwarber hit one out, right, on Tuesday night. Has a couple home runs, not. It doesn't feel, and I know Schwarber takes a while, right? Wait till June for Kyle Schwarber. You can't have that without Bryce and Reese in the lineup. You need June Schwarber now. Someone lied to him and tell him it's a different month. Your back end guys, the younger guys, are the ones carrying this team to a slow start. Bryson Stott has been promoted to leadoff hitter right now. By the way, that needs to stick. He better be leading off tonight, Rob. Bryson Stott's been your best hitter, your most consistent hitter. Alec Boehm's been phenomenal. Brandon Marsh has been a great surprise in the batter's box so far this season, and he's really good in the field. Nick Castellanos continues to rip doubles. Did it again yesterday. He's been phenomenal. Turner's been good at the plate. But that's it. From your top guys, you've gotten good from one guy. That needs to switch. JT, brutal. Schwarber, Turner, questionable at times. Those three need to pick it up. And they need to tonight. It starts tonight, guys. Like I said, to start off the show, this is where I'm drawing the line in the sand. And I hate to. And again, if for some reason this team can't pull their heads out of their asses in Cincinnati, and God forbid they drop 3 or 4 or even split 2-2, which is not good enough, the season isn't over. I'm not in full panic mode, but I do not feel good after that. I don't know how you could when in 10 games you are going to play the Cincinnati Reds 7 times and the Miami Marlins 3 times. 6 of the 10 are at home, and you could walk away with a 5-5 record. It's not good enough. And at some point, that slow start, that 1-5 record that turns into 4-8, that turns into 7-13, that turns into 10 and 18. That's going to pile up, and it's no longer going to be, there's 150 games left. There's 145 games left. So they need to figure it out, and it starts today against who? Of course, Nick Lodolo, who they couldn't score a run against last year, who they didn't score a run against this year at home until the bullpen blew it, till Diaz blew it in the 9th. Hopefully the Phillies can figure something out against Nick Lodolo the way they a fraction of the way they have against Sandy Alcantara. It starts tonight in Cincinnati. The Philadelphia Phillies need to get their stuff together. Rob Thomson, figure out your roles in the bullpen. Figure out this lineup consistently. Rob, please, for the love of God, even if it doesn't look great tonight, if you roll out, to me, here's what it needs to be. Stott, Turner, Schwarber, Castellanos, Bohm, JT6. Oh, yeah, JT6. Sosa, 7, because he's got to play third, because that's your best 9. Whatever you're doing in DH, right field, left field, whatever the case is, whether that's let's say Jake Cave. Jake Cave 8, Marsh 9, or vice versa with those two. Whatever you want to do. That's your lineup. And it needs to stick for a couple days. If it doesn't work today, that doesn't mean you need to go and change 3 different positions tomorrow. If it works today, it damn sure doesn't mean you need to change things when you did Monday to Tuesday, the way you did Monday to Tuesday. It starts today. Guys, with that said, that is going to wrap up this Phillies game recap. They're 4-8 through the first 12 games of the season. They have a 4-game stand on the road in Cincinnati against Nick Lodolo starting tonight. Let's see if they can turn things around. You guys, you can find me on Twitter at DylanJD98. Don't forget to check us all out on Twitter at DSM_media. Hit that follow button. We greatly appreciate it. And while you're over on the channel, make sure to check us out in the link tree in our bio. It'll take you to every platform we are available on. Most importantly, more specifically, make sure to check out the YouTube link. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. It is the best place to get your thoughts, comments, and questions pulled up on the screen to be interactive with each and every one of our shows and hosts. And it is also our home for DSM pregame lives. They do not stream on the Facebook or Twitter channels, only on the YouTube. So if you guys want to be there for the Sixers playoff run, the rest of the remainder of this Phillies season, hopefully, knock on wood, Phillies playoffs, Eagles, all that great stuff. Check us out on Twitter, hit that on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and have a great rest of your Thursday.